Timeless 106.1 FM KFFB. This is Bob Connell, and I tell you, this man is very busy. We do have Congressman French Hill with us, and we have to get him by cell phone. He's so busy. And I tell you, Congressman, thanks for taking time and talking with us.
You bet, Bob. It's an important time in our world, and I'm glad we have a chance to visit about it.
But one thing you said a few weeks ago when it first was coming out about this coronavirus, you said overreacting is one of those things you have to do for the safety of Arkansans and Americans. And that's kind of where we are leading.
Absolutely. When you have a public health crisis with an infectious disease, which we clearly saw in China, we want to overreact. That's why I appreciate President Trump closing travel from China back in January, I think January 27th or 28th when he did it. It was a critically important first step. And we've seen around the world how this is expanded. There are now 500,000 cases in the world, 50,000 cases here in the United States. And here in Arkansas, we had 44 new cases, bringing the total up to 218 people. And sadly, we had our first 2 deaths from the coronavirus here in our state.
Correct. And that is the news that we're reporting on our website as of 1:30 yesterday. And one of those deaths are from Cleburne County. Well, looking at this, one is the governor even took steps closing the schools, which that is just a breeding ground for moving viruses for sure. And then we noticed that this week he closed down barber shops and tattoo parlors and massage services. What do you think economically? How are we going to pull ourselves back out of this? What's going to be the next steps?
Man, Bob, this is the tough issue. This is a pandemic around the world health crisis that's now turned into an economic crisis. The Congress has moved quick on money for public health, quick on many issues connected to this, but we need to move fast in the Senate to get money to keep people on payroll. Do we want our workers and employees on the unemployment line getting unemployment insurance, or would we prefer they stay at their place of business, helping the mission of the company, the restaurant, the business? And so that's why this bill in the Senate, the third major piece of legislation to fight the coronavirus, gets passed quickly.
You know what's really amazing when you looking at your barber and those services, people that are in business for themselves, business owners, a lot of the general public doesn't realize they can't get unemployment insurance. They are in it on long haul, and that's why they're encouraging you to buy gift certificates and support them outside of this virus.
Well, we want to support our businesses for takeout food in any way we can, and I'm very pleased that the Senate bill is generous in providing checks to our families that'll be in the form of a tax credit. You'll get money deposited in your account. A family of 4 that qualifies might get about $3,400 that way. We have increased the unemployment insurance pay and the length of weeks. And we have these emergency business interruption loans for that barber, for that restaurant, for that small business to try to help with payroll and help with the bills during the next few weeks of this virus fight.
What does a person need to do that is closed right now? There are some of those businesses, and they've never experienced this before. No one has.
Nope.
I mean, this is your background, Congressman. This is what you do, French. What should they do at this point?
I want all of our business entrepreneurs to be in touch with their bank. And in the next few hours, I hope, but certainly next few days, there'll be some new business interruption loans available through the banks, through the individual banks in our state, guaranteed by the SBA, that will help get people through the next few weeks. So I would say let's visit with your banker. Let's try to keep all of your employees and our families positive and upbeat. Put your flags out. Practice these CDC hygiene standards. We need people washing their hands. We need people maintaining this social distance. Very important to stop the virus. But if you have a business that's still running, still up and moving, practice those CDC standards in the business so that you can keep generating revenue, but keep your employees safe and sound.
What a great advice. Well, that's something we got to look at. And you know what? We've been there from 9/11 and Black Monday. You remember Black Monday, which was a scary. And I was there, and I remember when they thought the world was coming to an end. And I always say that Sam Walton kind of made everybody think that he lost the most money probably that day than any individual in the world. He lost $1 billion that day. That's what the Sam Walton was reported. America's wealthiest man lost on that day. He said it was paper when we started, and it's paper afterward. Basically, it's just paper.
Well, we'll have a healthy country, a healthier country in a few months, and I mean that both financially and physically. but we have to work together to get to that point. Americans always rally to the cause, and thank you for helping educate all of your listeners.
Congressman, thanks for taking time and talking with us here on Open Mic.